was not an alim, but I tell you the fikr and the concern that he had of deen, I never saw in my life at that time. Of course, after that we met a lot of mashayikh and akabir and all that, and we saw that concern. But at that time in South Africa, in the early days, in 1962, when he started this work, it was Allah Ta'ala's fazal that this young person at that time, or at that time a young person of 17, it was just three of us, himself, his father-in-law and myself. There was a bayan that took place in the Grey Street Masjid. Somebody wrote on the masjid board, Haji Maulana, Hazrat Maulana Haji Bhai Ghulam Muhammad Padia Sahib Damat Barakatuh will give bayan. So who knows that time? Very few ulama came to the country, so the masjid was packed. And he had luknat in his tongue also, his speech also, he was stammering. But look at that person, what Allah Ta'ala work he took from him. And he was going on and on trying to explain this work. Nobody understood anything, neither did I understand anything. When he called for names to help, it was the December holidays and I happened to be there. So when he called for help, he said, who is going to help me in this work? So I see nobody standing, so I put up my hand, I'll help you. Then his father-in-law stood up and he gave his hand, and one another old man gave his hand. So now they're asking me, what help will you give him? I said, I don't know. In the first place, I didn't even understand what he was speaking in Urdu, but now I'm going to ask him. But the man is asking for help, then it's necessary that somebody must say, I'll help you. After that, find out whether you can help him or you can't. So that's how we started. Then we went to Amzinto. There, the first night, everybody was returning from overseas will go home. He said he went home, he met his wife and everything, and after the Isha, he came back to the masjid. And he said, he's going to make i'tikaf in the masjid. Now, we never heard of i'tikaf in a masjid other than Ramadan. So again there, my late grandfather was there and I was at his place for holiday. So I said, this man is going to sleep alone in the masjid. He said, yeah. I said, he's going to sleep alone. I said, no, that's not right, allowing him to sleep alone. Somebody must give him company. So I said, you're going to give him company? I said, yes, I'll give him company. So he gave me some bedding. I went there. Haji bhai got very happy. So now every little creak and noise and sound, Jinnat must have come from this side, Jinn must have come from that side. And I was on its end, there's no way of sleeping because it was frightening. Because he put off all the lights. But the point that I'm going to bring now, he got up at about 2:30. Believe me, from 2:30, Fajr was 6 o'clock or something, from 2:30, he cried and he cried and he cried. For 2 solid hours he cried. Making dua for the Ummah, making dua for and making dua for South Africa, making dua for the Jamaats to come here, and Jamaat, people must go become ulama, must do this, do that, making dua for me too, the rush and all that. After about 2 hours, then he realized that I'm awake. So then he said, go make wuzu, make 2 rakat namaz, and then we started. From there, he said, alright, you go to Durban and I'll meet you there, and join me. So we started from Durban. First we took some taxi or something and came to Durban. And then we took some bus and went to one house and waited for his father-in-law to come. So we used to take the taxi, take the bus, take the train, take anything, as long as we are on the move. From there now, every way, every little while is teaching, teaching and teaching. Must learn something, mustn't waste time. That was the quality of the work. That there are just 2 people but must learn. You keep teaching the Surah Fatiha or some Tashahud or Durud or something. From there we came to Peter Marisburg. There when we went around, there were 3 or 4 ulama. When we met them, they said, are you Maulana? I said, no. They're telling me, they say, you Maulana? I said, obviously I'm not a Maulana. I said, then what work you all will do? Rather go home and relax, leave it for the ulama, they will do this work. So he used to just listen and carry on. Whenever they went to meet people. From there, there's a long story, but then we went to Escort. Now in Escort, he says, now I must give bayan on those 6 points that he taught me in Durban, from Durban to Escort. I wasn't even listening with the intention of remembering. So I said, Bhai, Haji Sahib, I don't remember the points. He says, no, you must read Durud Sharif and start. So now that audience there, he says, this young person has joined me and mashallah, he gave a lot of praises and all that. He says, he's going to speak. Now they must have got high hopes, they're going to listen to a flowery speech. I said, brothers, the first point is La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. You must believe Allah is one, and none worthy of worship but Allah, and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his messenger. The second point is namaz. We all must pray 5 times a day. The third point is ilm and zikr, that we must learn about Iman, Islam, and make some zikrullah. And then I'm asking Haji Sahib, what's the 4th point? So he says Ikram a Muslim or something. Then I say 1-2 statements on that. Haji Sahib, was the 5th point? He said, give me the 5th point. That was my first bayan in Escort. And we used to make gush and go Then from there we went to Ladysmith. Nobody wants to listen. Then we came this side to Newcastle. Again, nobody wants to listen. We came to Johannesburg. We went to meet Hazrat Mufti Sanjalvi Rahmatullah alayhi, mashallah. He gave us a very good welcome and he gave us good nasihats and gave us a lot of dua. And then we met one or two other ulama and then some professional people and the late Musa Budania Rahmatullah alayhi. Now all these people, we met them. But generally there was nobody interested. Wherever he spoke also, I said, please, who's going to any names, nobody interested. We went to Cape Town, the same thing. But he didn't give up hope. He just went on and on. But wherever we went, his crying of 2 hours was non-stop. Like it was a continuity in his life. These were the tears that planted those seeds. And that is what germinated. And today we got the tree, which is bearing millions of fruit.
या अल्लाह हिदायत अता फरमा या परवरदिगार आलम ईमान के हवा चला हिदायत का फैसला फरमा या रहमान you help us you forgive us you guide us ya Allah blow the wind of hidayah blow the wind of sirat al-mustaqim blow the wind of hidayah